Here we have for sale our absolutely stunning 2019 on a 19 plate Renault Trafic. This is the LL29 model, which means it's long wheelbase with a low roof, and the 29 means it's got a 2.9 ton gross vehicle weight. This one comes equipped with the 1.6 litre DCI Euro 6 diesel engine producing 125 PS, roughly 125 brake horsepower, and this is the Sport Nav van. What we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around. I'll show you the spec that you get on a Renault Trafic Sport of this age. We'll also have a really good look at the condition of this particular example, seeing as it is currently available for sale. We'll also look at things like the service history. I'll talk to you a bit about the previous ownership as well while we're going around it. So starting here then at the rear of the vehicle, we can see that this one is spec'd with rear barn doors. So barn doors are two doors which open like so. And a few spec items to talk about here. So you can see that this one comes equipped with rear parking sensors, but it also has just nicely neatly integrated up here by the high level brake light, a reversing camera as well. In terms of condition, I mean, must say, looking very, very presentable here at the rear, but I can see a couple of little pin dents here, and I don't know, you can probably just about pick that up there above my finger. There's another one just there as well. These are very minor, but I say I must point them out. There's a couple of small little blemishes here as well in the paintwork, but I say these are very, very small. So if there's anything I can see, I will gladly point them out to you. Another little blemish I can see just there, which has been touched in. And some hairline marks just in this area here. This is quite a common area to see marks because there's, of course, in and out of the back of the van, such a high traffic area. We can see a couple of hairline marks just here around, as I say, this entrance point here of the two rear doors. But as I say, all in all, very, very presentable at the rear. Of course, I am being sort of going into a lot of detail there just to try and point out anything which I can see for absolute transparency. As we open up the rear doors, then we can start to have a look inside the load space. You can see there just how clean that is on the inside of the loading door. Now, by pulling on this handle here, you can open the rear doors up to their full 180-degree position like so, and that gives you then maximum accessibility into the rear of the vehicle. And of course, you can do that with the other one as well, just like so. And again, just having a look there at the condition of the inside of that. Now you can see that the vehicle is fully ply lined here in the rear of the vehicle. Unfortunately, there has been some sort of spill in the back of here which has stained the ply lining, but of course doesn't take away from its functionality in any way. Of course, the purpose of the ply lining is to protect the van. So if you've got cargo moving around here in the back of the vehicle when you're driving, it's not going to cause a nasty outward dent in the side of the vehicle. Now this vehicle has actually been owned by a local company to ourselves here, effectively from new. It was pre-registered for the first few months of its life, so they would have had it with no miles on it or just delivery miles on it when it was a couple of months old and pre-registered. And they manufacture and fit blinds, household blinds, so certainly not had a hard life. Anyone who's watched lots of my vehicles will have actually heard me say that before, because we've had lots of their vehicles in the past. They're always exceptionally well maintained, and so we always like having them because, as I say, they are they haven't had a hard life. These aren't builders' vans. As I say, this is a company that is, as I say, supplying and fitting blinds. So, but looking here then down the passenger side of the vehicle, this is when we can just start to see, again, these are the sort of angles and things that you can't see in pictures, and you can just see there how straight it is actually down the side of the vehicle. Very, very straight indeed. Now there is just one little blemish here which I'd like to point out, and again, this would not be particularly apparent at first, but just in this little gap here, there's a little, how would you describe it, a little chip in the paint, I would say, just in that little gap there. So you wouldn't notice it, but as I say, I will point out anything which I know about or anything that I can see. If we open up the side loading door from this angle, this gives you another aspect of the load space from this side. And again, very clean and tidy. Bulkhead is in lovely order. You also get on the Trafics, you do get the load through hatch just there, so you can open that up and you can load through underneath the passenger seats. Not only can you load through underneath the passenger seats, but if I lift up the passenger seat here, there's this little tab just there. If you give that a good pull, underneath there I say this gives you access then to, as I say, underneath the passenger seat. You can pull on this little red handle, and that allows you to load then all the way through right into the passenger footwell. So it gives you an absolutely fantastic load length on it. Certainly on the long wheelbase version that this is, gives you, as I say, a remarkable load length. You'd need to go to something like a Transit Jumbo to get this sort of load length in the rear of the vehicle. Of course, granted, it is only a smaller size, but as I say, if you're maybe loading a length of skirting or something, absolutely perfect for that. Opening up the passenger door then, you can just see how clean and tidy it is there. The passenger step is in lovely order. If we move these mats out of the way, you can see that it has got the proper Renault overmats in the front of the vehicle, protecting the floor. And looking at the passenger seats, again, lovely condition of those passenger seats, and you can see underneath the seats as well just how good of a job our guys do cleaning these vehicles. Absolutely immaculate inside there. And I mentioned that these vehicles are always well maintained from this company, and this really does go to show that full Renault service history. You can see 3 services carried out there at 17,000, 42,000, and then most recently at 64,000 miles. In Renault Trafics, for some reason, they do put the service book in the back of the handbook, but lovely to see that it does come with that. You've got a bit of storage here up on top of the dashboard, as you can see, and of course the glove box, which has got the book pack in there as well. I'll come around to a bit more of the spec when we go around to the driver's side. Continuing around the vehicle then, this mirror cap is all looking totally fine. Moving around to the front of the vehicle, having a look at the bonnet there. We're just getting into that sort of golden hour of light now. I think the van looks absolutely lovely. We've got front parking sensors, colour-coded front bumper, colour-coded wing mirrors as well. This is all part of the Sport trim. Looking then down the driver's side of the vehicle, looking really, really smart down there. I can see a couple of scratches here which have been touched in on the edge of the driver's wing mirror. These are just my fingerprints where I've been getting in and out of the van. Tiny little touch in just there. But overall, looking absolutely lovely. Very, very nice indeed. Alloy wheels as well come as standard on the Sport model. So you've got 17-inch alloy wheels. All seem to be in fairly good condition. And that's one of the benefits of going for the Renault over the Vauxhall, is the equivalent Sportive model doesn't come as standard with alloy wheels. So on the Renaults, I said you do get that added bonus. If we start to move into the cab then on the driver's side, again moving that mat out of the way, you can just see the floor under there in lovely condition. Same with the driver's seat, so no issues here, no excessive wear to the edge of the driver's seat, which is always what we like to see. Lovely condition there. That is just a mark off my trousers, I believe. Driver's armrest there on a ratchet, so you can set that to your desired height. Multi-functioning steering wheel, you've got your cruise control settings there on the steering wheel. You've got auto-activated lights, auto-activated wipers, you've got your onboard computer controls there on the end of the stalk. You can also control the radio and the phone behind the steering wheel as well. Electric windows, electric mirrors, really nice spec inside the vehicle. 2 full remote keys with the vehicle as well. 66,510 miles recorded. You can see there's no warning lights or anything like that on the dashboard. We've got the phone holder, which these don't actually come with as standard, so it's really nice to see that. You can see that this one, as I say, this is the Sport Nav van, so it does come with satellite navigation, as you can see here. You also get DAB radio as well. Air conditioning, there's a 12-volt socket just there, and a little cup holder which flips down as well. You can toggle the cruise control between a cruise control and a speed limiter if you want to, and 6-speed manual gearbox to go along that 125 PS engine. So just to summarize this vehicle then, so it's basically a pre-registered plus 1 owner, so technically 2 owners from new, but really 1 keeper from when it was a couple of months old. Renault Trafic Sport Nav van. It's the 1.6 DCI, 125 PS diesel Euro 6 engines. You can take this into the ULEZ zones, the clean air zones, without having to pay the relevant charge. Of course, you'll still have to pay congestion charge in central London. 6-speed manual gearbox, long wheelbase, low roof, or the LL29 model, finished in fantastic black. Just looks very, very clean and tidy. Of course, there are a few blemishes, as you would get with any 19 plate vehicle. But of course we try and be as transparent as we possibly can. If there's anything that I can see, I will gladly point it out to you. You have got the fantastic benefit of a full Renault service history as well on this vehicle. If you'd like to see the full advert of this vehicle, if you haven't seen it already, please head over to our website, as you can see there, just above the bird drop-ins, which they've gladly deposited there at bridgeendvans.co.uk. As I say, please head over to there. This is where you'll find, as I say, the full advert with the price, the description and the photography of the vehicle. We will of course welcome inquiries via phone or email, so by all means reach out to us and we can as I say, gladly take your inquiries, answer any questions which you feel may not have been answered in this video already. We can arrange finance at very competitive rates. We can take cars or vans in part exchange, and we can offer delivery nationwide as well. Thank you very much for watching.